If you ask any nerd what you should do with your money, they will probably tell you to buy a 5-year-old Toyota Corolla. So next to me is a 5-year-old Toyota Corolla. Now, ever since the Corolla came out, approximately the same time the pyramids were built, they were all built on 3 basic principles: good value, reliability, and blandness. They were accountants' cars for people who were more interested in investments and bonds than having any type of sex life or being Italian. In other words, they were very boring. However, strangely, I think this breaks the mold. We'll start by speaking about how it looks. The front is good. The alloy wheels are interesting. Yes, it's the same shape as an egg, but it's a traditional hatchback, so that's the way it should be. Its arse is good enough, even if its exhausts are fake, and yeah, it looks to me a bit like an old Mazda 3. I quite like it, genuinely. Then there's the interior, which is also very, like, un-Toyota-ish in that, yes, okay, everything works, but it's also quite stylish. Like, these seats are some of the most comfortable and best looking chairs I've ever seen in like a normal family hatchback. All of the dash is covered in what is probably fake cows, but it looks and feels reasonably high quality. The CVT gearbox isn't what you want, but that's always a downside of Toyotas. But the screen up here and here is functional. No, they're not as like exciting as something like, I don't know, a good iDrive system or Audi's virtual cockpit, but like overall this is a very nice place to be. And yeah, the steering wheel, it's good quality. It kind of reminds me of what like Volkswagen used to be in the good old days. Unfortunately, however, we must mention the Corolla's downside, which is that the fact that the boot is pathetic. I've seen cigarette lighters with more space in them than this. You lift this up, right? And then there's just a load of like electrical gubbins because it's a hybrid. So its boot is absolutely feeble. Then there's the way it drives. Now, yes, being a 1.8 hybrid with a CVT gearbox, it does sound like a dying farmyard. However, to drive, it's solid, actually. The suspension and ride is very good. The steering is reasonably communicative, and its 1.8 litre electrically juiced engine produces 181 horsepower, but will return 53 mpg, which for me is very, very impressive. And also, it's like not slow. It's not a hot hatch by any stretch of the imagination, but like it's not pathetic. To conclude then, the Corolla drives reasonably well. It's cheap to run and buy with one of those at low mileage at 15 grand. It's indestructible and frankly built so well that if you got into a fatal accident in it, well, it'd probably throw you out and just start driving again. It is an immortal car for boring people, but frankly, it's also very good.